Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech, protected.
What would you do for $40,000?
How do you deal with attraction to a woman?
And what is one pun I should not make on this episode?
All this and more on Gory Storytime.
Warning. Gory Storytime is a horror movie review show by a son and his dad who thought that letting his 5-year-old watch scary movies was acceptable. If you are offended by horror or talk about blood and gore by a child, or if you don't want horror movies from the 60s through today spoiled, then there is a remote stuck in your couch cushion next to potato chip crumbs. Use it. And of course, parental discretion is advised.
Why? You didn't use any.
Shut up and start the show.
Welcome to Gory Storytime. I'm your host, Jason.
I'm his co-host and his father, Craig, and this week we're going to, quickly let me answer the questions and then we'll get into this week. For those who heard the questions at the beginning, and if you didn't, go ahead and skip back and you can match up these answers. Yeah, line them up. Work for a living, ask your mom, and anything involving Mr. Bates. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But anyway, we're
this
finally
week
getting around
we're finally
to a new
getting
movie.
to a brand new movie. It was
From
put
1960.
out 1960. Brand new.
Yeah.
This was my first time watching.
This came
it.
out the same year my mom did.
Well, don't say that sentence ever again.
Came out of her mother.
Right.
Oh.
This is not a picture I want.
Yeah. You know that's how it works, right?
You know, I don't want to think about your mother getting.
I don't want to think of
birth.
the fact that I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the fact that generations have had sex.
Yeah. Okay, shut up.
That's how it works. Get
That's
over it.
Not what this show's about. This week, we're reviewing the classic horror movie, Psycho.
And it's first in our series of 4, because we like to do series of 4. I don't know when we started that. It had to have been
Yeah, I have no idea.
But
It works.
these are
because
horror
for
movies
a month-
inspired by true events.
Ah,
They're not direct.
I forgot that's what we were doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was one of 3 that we've actually reviewed. The other 2, I think. Not counting the one that's just got the guy's
Leatherface.
name. Yeah, well. What?
I can't think of the other one there.
Well, it's on
Okay.
the facts list, so we'll get to that. I can't believe you can't think of it. But anyway, so Psycho. Basic premise is there's a woman. She has an opportunity to steal $40,000 and takes it and goes on the run, knowing that it was early on a Friday and she went home sick. And she figures they won't notice that it wasn't put in the bank until Monday because that's when they would see it.
And by
show
Monday,
up.
she'll be long gone.
Absolutely.
With her $40,000.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Um,
And instead of being long gone, she visits a hotel.
yeah, a hotel with a very weird, awkward man running it named Norman Bates. And if you don't know this movie, watch it first before you hear our review, because
Yeah.
I think we should be able to be full of
Pretty
spoilers,
open.
considering it was from 1960. That's, 61 years ago.
Whoa.
Right.
All right. Jeez.
Yeah.
So, that.
Anyway, before we get...
If you, like me, made it this far in life without having seen it,
Yeah, this was the first time he saw it.
yes,
But he saw Bates Motel, the series that gave
spoiled
away
all of it.
the spoiler for this movie.
Right. We should probably roll the trailer then.
Yeah, why don't we do that?
Here we have a quiet little motel, when in fact it has now become known as the scene of the crime.
You have a vacancy?
Oh, we have 12 vacancies.
You know, this is the first place that looks like it's hiding from the world.
I think that we're all in our private traps, clamped in them. And none of us can ever get out.
Is anyone at home?
Oh, that must be my mother.
Is anything wrong?
Am I acting as if there's something wrong?
She's not missing so much as she's run away.
Put me down. Mother! Oh, God! Mother!
What are you running away from?
She looked like a wrong one to you?
It's not as if she were a maniac. She just goes a little mad sometimes.
Why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
Dun dun.
Yeah.
Anyway, decent trailer, kind of gives away a lot of major parts, but it does it in a way that doesn't like spoil it.
Yeah, you don't know it if you haven't seen it.
Right. Before we get into the behind the scenes stuff, though, what we're really here for, see, people think, oh, since he was 13, you've been doing this reviewing horror movies thing. That's not what it's about. It's about capitalism. And the way we work it is we sell ourselves, we pimp ourselves out to whatever company is willing to hire us to promote their swag.
My body, my money. So I pimp myself
Something
out
like-
to these
something
big
like that.
corporations.
$20 is $20. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Got a laugh from the producer out there because he says it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Stole your line. How's it feel?
I mean, it's an old saying. It's not like he made it up. But anyway, this week, our real products that actually exist that you can actually buy are, let's see, Gory Story Time is brought to you by Murdercations, the 2-week horror immersion experience. We don't just do the map of the stars, we take you to filming locations of horror movies, actual murder sites, and more. But more importantly, from the moment you start, you are living in a horror movie. With thousands of movies to pull from, you never know what's in store. Come spend your vacation deep in the world of film and real-life horror with Murdercations.
Where do I sign up? It's getting close to summer. That'd be neat. All right. And by Moms I'd Like to Film, the latest book by GST Publishing. We cover the best and worst motherhood has to offer on film, from Bambi's mom to Norma Bates, from Mommy Dearest, aka Joan Crawford, to Stifler's mom in American Pie. Moms I'd Like to Film is an in-depth look at motherhood through the lens of Hollywood. Coming soon, the companion book, Dads I'd Like to Film.
All right. I'll keep that. Anyway, is there anything else we have to really get into before? Like, I'm assuming if you're
Find
watching
you a
this,
way to watch this
because
movie
you
if you haven't.
Yeah, if you're watching this show and you like horror and you haven't watched this movie, do first.
Yeah, certainly do. Because
there is one spoiler that, even if you haven't watched it, you probably know.
yeah, basically.
Like, you knew it. And
I did know it.
Anyway, let's get to the behind-the-scenes stuff. You go first, right?
Yeah. All right. Director Alfred Hitchcock was so pleased with the score written by Bernard Herrmann that he doubled the composer's salary to $34,501. Hitchcock later said 33% of the effect of Psycho was due to the music.
I mean, the music definitely played
The music was huge.
That violin, da-dun, da-dun.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's been overused since, but this was...
But it was when it was first
new.
used. It wasn't overused yet. It couldn't have been.
When the cast and crew began to work on the first day, they had to raise their right hands and promise not to divulge one word of the story. Hitchcock also withheld the ending of the script from his cast until it was time to shoot.
Oh, wow. Walt Disney refused to allow Alfred Hitchcock to film at Disneyland in the early 60s because Hitchcock had made that disgusting movie Psycho.
Alfred Hitchcock originally envisioned the shower sequence as completely silent, but Bernard Herrmann went ahead and scored it anyway. Upon hearing it, Hitchcock immediately changed his mind, and that's where the music works the best, right there.
Right there.
That scene. I mean,
everyone's seen that scene.
the
even
violin,
if they haven't seen the movie.
like, sounds like someone's about to be stabbed.
Oh yeah,
It goes together perfectly.
it really does.
The right music can really affect the quality of a movie.
The Bates house, though moved from its original location, still resides on Universal's lot. The motel has been replicated. It is a regular stop on the Universal Studios tram tour.
And it may not be the original, but they have the same thing at the Universal Studios in Florida, too. I'm assuming this is talking about California.
Probably.
But I used to have a shirt that said, something about I love mom, or is it I heart mom, Bates Motel. And
That's
it was
great.
a white shirt with blood splatters all over it.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah.
After this movie's release, Hitchcock received an angry letter from the father of a girl who refused to have a bath after seeing Diabolique now in 1955, and now refused to shower after seeing this. Hitchcock sent back a note saying simply, "Send her to the dry cleaners." He was a dick, and it's great.
Yeah, he...
Watch episodes of Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
And
it
the
was paid for
interstitials.
by commercials, and all he did was talk smack about anyone that dared sponsor his show.
Yeah.
He's like, here we go with 30-second mini movies that are designed to rip you off, and then it would cut to commercial or something. It's like he was cleverer than that, but like he attacked
Basically,
them all
he
the time.
ripped them apart every chance he got.
He roasted every sponsor.
It was honestly the best part of that show.
Well, no, the show
the show was great. Anthony Perkins and Janet Leigh said they did not mind being stereotyped forever because of their participation in this movie. They said in interviews they would rather be stereotyped and remembered forever for this classic movie than not be remembered at all.
And that one's a doubled up thing too. Later on, you'll see. Director Hitchcock bought the rights to the novel anonymously from Robert Bloch for only $9,000. Then he bought up as many copies of the novel as he could to keep the ending a secret.
Wow. In the opening scene, Marion Crane is wearing a white bra because Hitchcock wanted to show her as being angelic. After she has taken the money, the following scene has her in a black bra because now she has done something wrong and evil. Similarly, before she steals the money, she has a white purse. After she's stolen the money, her purse is black.
Even though we see her in a white bra because she's having premarital sex. Dun, dun, dun. Anyway.
Yeah.
Where were we? For a shot looking up into the water stream of the shower head, Hitchcock had 6-foot diameter shower head made up and blocked the central jets so that the water sprayed in a cone past the camera without water spraying directly at it.
Wow. Hitchcock wanted to make this movie so much that he deferred his standard $250,000 salary in lieu of 60% of the movie's gross. Paramount believed that the movie would do poorly at the box office, agreed to his idea. His personal earnings from the movie exceeded $15 million. Adjusted for inflation, that amount would be just over $120 million in 2016.
Yeah. When Norman first realizes there's a murder, he shouts, "Mother, oh God, God, blood, blood." Alfred Hitchcock had the bass frequencies removed from his voice to make him sound like a frightened teenager.
It worked.
Mm-hmm.
To ensure the people were in the theaters at the start of this movie rather than walking in partway through, the studio provided a record to play in the foyer of the theaters. The album featured background music occasionally interrupted by a voice saying 10 minutes to psycho time, 5 minutes to psycho time, and so on.
On set, Alfred Hitchcock would always refer to Anthony Perkins as Master Bates. Hitchcock did have the reputation for harassing male and female cast members like this. Ask Tippi Hedren, Bill Mumy, etc. Bill Mumy was the kid who made people go out into the...
Oh, really?
That's
great.
Into the cornfield.
The score, composed by Bernard Herrmann, is played entirely by stringed instruments.
Makes sense. Because you think of the violin parts.
Yeah.
The reason Alfred Hitchcock cameos so early in the movie was because people knew that he knew people would be looking out for him, and he didn't want to divert their attention from the plot because he put himself in all his movies.
Right. Although Norman Bates typecasted Anthony Perkins, he said he would have taken the role even if he knew the character would dog his career.
Which is basically what you said on the other side of the page. Every theater that showed this movie had a cardboard cutout installed in the lobby of Alfred Hitchcock pointing at his wristwatch with a note saying, "The manager of this theater has been instructed, at the risk of his life, not to admit to the theater any persons after the picture starts. Any spurious attempts to enter by side doors, fire escapes, or ventilating shafts will be met by force. The entire objective of this extraordinary policy, of course, is to help you enjoy Psycho more. Alfred Hitchcock."
I guess I'll read your last one then.
Sure.
The novel upon which this movie was based was inspired by the true story of Ed Gein, a serial killer who was also the inspiration for Deranged, Confessions of a Necrophile, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Silence of the Lambs.
And, of course,
The movie Ed Gein, right.
Yeah. And we've reviewed all of those. I'm pretty sure we did Ed Gein. I know we did Silence of the Lambs, and I know we did
The Texas Chainsaw
Massacre. I'd never even heard of Deranged Confessions of a Necrophile.
I've heard of it. I didn't know it was him.
I never heard of it. But anyway.
What? Thank you.
Oh, hair. Anyway, what was your least favorite? Because that's going to be hard.
Oh, actually.
Oh, yes. One more thing.
Rotten Tomatoes.
The people have it at a whopping 95%, which makes sense.
It really does. And the critics have it at 96%.
And for those who follow along week to week with this show, you know, us, basically. We're the only ones that do that every week. But no, you'll know that we always point out that the critics usually are harsher with comedies and horror. This is one
Not
that
with Hitchcock,
everybody agreed was just amazing.
Yeah.
It's almost like, you know what he said when we were watching this? He said to me, "Alfred Hitchcock's a good director." I was like, "Woo."
Hot take.
Hot take right there. Hot take.
Oh, yeah.
Alfred Hitchcock knows how to direct stuff. Anyway, what was your least favorite part of this? Or do you want to save that because it's so hard?
I guess my least favorite part, this is actually really easy for me. Okay. My least favorite part is the fact that going into it, I knew everything.
Well, the twist.
The twist, basically the plot points. I knew them because the show decided just to do them over again, even though it was supposed to be a prequel.
I mean, the fact that you watched something that was meant to be watched after the original and didn't do that is on you.
Well, I didn't know that it was supposed to be after. I just knew that it was a show and whatever, and I thought it was going to be good. And it was.
Would you watch the Hannibal series before watching Silence of the Lambs?
Probably wouldn't watch the Hannibal series, no.
I heard it was good. I've never seen it, though. Anywho, my least favorite part probably would have to be, I didn't like the guy that had the money. That he seemed like he was just one of those guys that was like, "I have money, so you're going to..."
Well, and he basically
bow down to
me.
In
that scene, he's like, "And I never carry more on me than I could afford to lose." And then he just hands her $40,000 with more money on him.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, we get it. You could lose $50,000 and walk away and say, "Okay, I'm fine. Go away."
He just seemed like a smarmy a-hole. That's what I have to
Yeah.
say, honestly.
I totally get it. But without that, then we wouldn't have felt.
No, the guy didn't have
As
to be
okay
a
with
douche
her.
in order to have her steal the money. He
True.
could have actually done it in a way where he wasn't sexually harassing her.
True.
I mean, he was flirting with her, but he was kind of aggressive.
Yeah.
He really was.
Yeah.
Um,
I get it, but I don't know. It kind of fits with the rest of the
what was
movie.
your favorite part?
Yeah, I'm about to be a basic bitch and say
The shower scene?
shower scene.
Me too.
Absolutely, the
There's
shower
a reason
scene.
why it's been redone 1,000 times. In The Simpsons did it.
The Simpsons did it. Family Guy did it.
Like,
every
every-
sitcom has done it.
Like no, but many times it's been redone.
Countless movies.
I would even say Scarface did it a little because it was, well, here's the thing.
I get it.
You either see the knife or you see her
her.
screaming or you see the shower. You never see her
But it's always cutting between the three.
And it makes it so that
And
you
they did
feel
that.
like you saw her getting stabbed, but you really don't. And they did the
Did
same
that with
thing.
the chainsaw scene in a shower.
Right.
So yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, I honestly think that might have
be
been
my
the inspiration.
favorite. That might be my favorite. Inspired
So,
by.
Yeah, so this is definitely, there's a reason why it's been done, because it was done so well. There's a documentary about just the moment from when Norman Bates or his mother or whoever, I don't want to spoil
The
it.
killer of the movie, who totally isn't.
From
Norman
when they
watched the movie.
Well, from the moment that person walks into the shower to the end where you just see like her open eye and it's like dead staring.
Yeah.
They have a documentary about just that.
That
It's called
40-second clip.
I don't remember what it's called. It's something like 57 cuts or something like that. It's about how many.
Yeah.
It's literally about how many cuts and all the detail that went into it. And it proves what a stickler Hitchcock was for perfection. And
well, he landed.
95 and 96% respectively. I mean, that's about as much perfection as you're going to get without being the son of God. I mean, he's actually perfect. That's a different thing.
Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying? Like,
I totally get it.
He was a perfectionist and it worked.
Yeah.
To the point where some people thought he was a dick. Whatever. People think that about me, and I'm not even a perfectionist, so.
Nope.
I mean, watch this show, you can tell.
What?
On a scale of 1 to 10, and I remember your answer from the other night.
Yes.
What would you rate Psycho?
10. For the first time in a long time on this show, I'm giving a legitimate 10.
I'm going 9.5, but that's still pretty good. The only thing is there's a little bit of the acting for a couple of scenes where I'm like, that was a little But all things considered, 9.5 out of 10 is...
Yeah, I guess all of the tiny little things I could complain about don't add up enough
They
to
add to the
take
charm.
down 1 point.
And I will tell you that what the version we saw was not the version that most people saw. We saw the version as it aired in theaters. When it was in theaters, it had its official cut. Then they edited it for television, and when home video releases happened, that was the version that got released on home video. On Blu-ray, they have a special edition with that version and the original cut, and that's what we watched. So unlike where most times it's like, oh, it's PG-13, but it's R on home release.
Right.
Or it's R and then NC-17 or unrated.
Right.
This was edited for the home release.
Yeah.
And we watched the unedited version. There wasn't a lot. It was just a couple more shots here and there, like in the shower scene, because, you might have saw a little too much skin, so it had to be cut out for airing on
TV.
television.
Right.
That kind of thing. But you don't see what you saw in the remake.
Ugh. I haven't seen the remake, and I don't want to see
Look
the
up the remake. Don't actually watch it. It's frame by frame the same movie, word for word, the same script.
A couple of extra spots.
Well, they just had one thing that was blatantly different.
Ugh.
And in the shower scene, you end up seeing Anne Heche, and you see
her butthole.
Yeah, you literally see that. This doesn't have that, and this is much better. It's not worth it to see that in the other. So why don't we, now that we've rated it,
Yeah,
we've only got one thing left.
we do. And that's tell you to watch the movie.
Well, that and
On that side of the screen, you can go to you can go to Fact TV channel 1076 and watch this show on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and Fridays at 7 p.m.
You can also see it at other times, but those are the guaranteed
Those are
slots.
the times we have.
Let's see. You can like us on Facebook, and when I say like us, I don't mean just Gory Storytime, but I do mean Gory Storytime.
Oh, yeah. Go
Also,
like our
you can
page.
like Fact TV, and you can watch this live streaming right now. Hi, if anyone is. If
Yeah.
not, well, hopefully you catch it on air.
Yeah.
But you can like both things on Facebook.
You can go to fact8.com and watch a bunch of the back episodes of this show. You
can watch other shows.
There's tons of other shows that we've done, other shows that other people have done. They have a lot of stuff, and you can go and find just about all of it up on their website.
A lot of Vermont-made content. Love it. Well, local-made content. We've got a lot of producers doing a lot of work around here, and more than a lot of these stations do.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's more probably here than most, even in Vermont, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, also, you can follow us on Twitter. I'm at Craig Jakes, all one word, all lowercase.
And I'm at Jiggly Firmbrain,
where he just quotes me. And boy, has there been some interesting developments over on his Twitter.
Oh, my.
Yes.
Yeah, we were getting into the Christmas spirit this morning.
Strangely. And also, check out my YouTube channel. There's the earliest episodes of this, but there's also, other stuff that we've done. Our 100th episode special is up there, all uncensored, and a bunch of stuff.
Just because it crossed my
Music
mind real
videos.
quick, and it has nothing to do with anything, but today, May 14th, is the day Spiral, the book from the Book of Saw, comes out.
In theaters, not streaming anywhere.
So go get you some tickets.
Yeah, we definitely want to see that ourselves. But anyway, that's about it, right?
Yeah. Until next time, I'm your host, Jason.
I'm his co-host and father, Craig.
And sweet dreams.